So, what makes communication so important? We all know that communication is the basis of all relationship. It is also vital to our everyday life in school, work, and personal. So, for me, communication is very important because it is our way, our path to build relationship, to express our opinion, our thoughts, and even our needs. Does visual communication improve our understanding of certain situation? How? Yes, because when you say visual communication, it's organized and analyzed properly. For me, I prefer visual communication because when someone is talking to me, it's hard for me to remember what he or she said. And the benefits of visual communication is that you can use an image if you can remember what it's called or what's the name. How vital it is to practice in interpersonal communication. What effects can be benefited from this type of communication? So, interpersonal communication is very needed because there's a time that we only have ourselves. Sometimes when we fell down and no one's there for you or for us, you need to comfort and cheer yourself with your own words. Imagine that you are CEO of a clothing company. Which type of organizational communication would be the most effective for your company and why? For me, the downward communication is the best and useful kind of communication in this field. As a CEO, I need to open my ideas or your ideas to your coworkers and so that they will either agree or disagree with it. With the world and its fastest pace and advancement in technology, do you think it is possible that animals may be able to produce their own language? Why or why not? Um, I think so, maybe someday, but what we know is that animals already have their own language, but it is someone if someone invented a machine that can people understand the animals, who knows? It's not possible though. You came from a prestigious institution when your family decided to transfer you to a local university. Since French is your first language, you are having trouble communicating with your new Filipino classmates using the English language. So, what would you do to establish a connection of understanding with one another, despite the differences in culture and language? So for me, I can use the visual communication as it is effective in this field. And also, we already have a technology that can translate what we said into other language. And that's useful. How important is feedback in the communication process? Is it really necessary to receive feedback every now and then? Why or why not? So, feedback is very important and very useful. You need it for you to know if they understand you or they listen to you. It's to know if they're paying attention of what you've said. Mr. Joe has asked you to look up his blood result as he cannot. He has been pretty sick this week and busy on top of it. He can't take the time off to see his own physician and has told you that his doctor gave him the okay to look them up. What would you do and say? So, for me, it would be a moral duty approach for me because you need to confirm it to his physician if the physician really said okay, or I would ask Mr. Joe to prove or show me the evidence of his physician saying okay. You work at a gynecological procedure unit. You often have patients having abortions. You see the same supportive partner come in these past months with three separate women for their procedures. You overhear him tell each one how much he loves them and is sorry that they have to terminate their pregnancy. What would you do and say? For me, It would be a utilitarian approach. I will going to advise him or them to find a better way, like they don't have to abort the child because there's so many people, family that is willing to adopt a child. And I also give advice to the men that maybe next time they should use protection to avoid it if they are not mentally and physically prepared. You have been delegated to get your patient's blood pressure. This patient is very rude and is pressuring you to hurry up, also moving around a lot. As a result, you are unable to get their BP. After 3 attempts, the patient asks, "What takes you too long?" What would you say? For me, it is a moral duty approach. I would say, "Sorry, ma'am, but you need to calm down and stay put so that we can get the true result of your BP." So, as a nurse, we need to talk to them nicely. You come across your best friend's boyfriend test results. He has been diagnosed with syphilis. You know she is considering becoming sexually active with him this weekend. What would you do and say? For me, it is a utilitarian approach. I would approach them personally and tell my best friend that her boyfriend was diagnosed and she needs to check herself too if she have it also, so they know what to do and cure it right away. You saw your physician giving preferential treatment to a patient of a specific ethnicity. A few of your patients have made comments to you and other staff as well. What would you do or say? It would be a utilitarian approach. I would talk to my physician and tell him that he should be committed to his job and there is no races in this field. He need to stop what he's doing because if it's not, maybe I could report him.